Letting go can often be a lot more about us than whatever it is we're trying to let go of. What we should be asking ourselves is, what exactly are we holding on to? Bound by a duty and responsibility of taking in Minfilia, Thancred is always ready to rise to the occasion of saving and defending her, but never the thought of having to let her go. He is holding on to his desire to protect Minfilia even now, and being given a new opportunity to do so with Reen. It would allow him to attempt to fill a void of failure, since he feels that he failed to protect Minfilia in the source, but he gained an opportunity to fulfill his duty and make right what he felt he did wrong with the Minfilia of the first. By protecting her, even at the cost of his own life, only then would he be able to start forgiving himself. Why is it so important for Thancred to let go? The answer is accepting the present, that Minfilia's role in their journey had transformed to something beyond him, that he doesn't have any control in her fate any longer. Thancred letting go of Minfilia gives Reen the opportunity to bloom and become her own person, while creating new scenarios and ways in which Thancred is then forced to learn to grow in his relationship as a father figure to Reen, a possibility he wouldn't have imagined. Minfilia is the antithesis to this. She embraces her role as the Oracle, she understands and accepts the effects of this change because she chooses to hold on to her faith and her purpose, her life for the lives of many, or even for the life of one, and she didn't even have a choice in the matter. Yet there was no hesitation, because for her, as long as she held onto her purpose to serve and walk in the light of the crystal, she could let go of who she was in the source to step into being the Oracle of the First, or even moving beyond. It's important to recognise more sacrifice wasn't the answer. While I do believe it would have been poetic and fitting for Thancred and Minfilia to cross over to the live stream together, it ironically wouldn't challenge his character archetype that much, because he wouldn't be forced to grow and acknowledge his emotions toward Reen becoming her own person. From a character interaction standpoint, I think it was great and better payoff because we get to explore a different kind of struggle for Thancred, one that he isn't necessarily so good at. As I said at the start of the video, it's a lot less about letting go of things, but rather making a decision of what we want to hold on to. What do you allow to take up your time and energy, or even live rent-free in your head? Writing this video has actually made me realise some small yet major limiting beliefs I have still been holding on to myself. 1. Being scared to succeed, and 2. That making the sensible decision is the right decision for myself. For the first point, it sounds strange, but for me, the scale that I can see and imagine things working out in my vision is massive. I've been scared that I wouldn't be able to keep succeeding, that I would just get drowned out by my successes and ultimately fail. But I realised that for so much of my life I have practiced and learnt to shrink myself down, to not be noticed, to not take up too much space, only by realising that I was holding on to forcing myself into places and environments where I didn't fit in. That it was actually stopping me from expanding and growing and believing that I could rise to the challenges of success. For the second point, I realised that I have trapped myself into living at home to save money because that is a smart and sensible thing to do, a sentiment echoed by everyone around me until my friend challenged that and moved out and said, "I know I won't have much money, but I'll be free." And that was the start for me, and once I had time completely alone to reflect on what living life alone could look like for me, I realised I made a decision that fed my ego because it was a decision that I felt reflected my identity as a smart and sensible person. But that didn't mean it was the right decision for me. What if the right environment elevates me to thrive or put me in a position to make more money than I would have saved? That is a belief I want to hold on to, while I let go of the ways I've allowed myself to remain too comfortable. So what are you holding on to that isn't challenging you to grow? Ironically, it makes me think of a quote from Kung Fu Panda. If you only do what you know, you'll never become more than you are. Thank you for watching this video. Please comment on something you want to hold on to and something you want to let go of down below. If you like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe for more content, and remember, you have the ability to rule your life. Thank you.